What's up? In this tutorial, we are going to cover a quick and easy way to pack and unpack texture map. In Unreal Engine, we often use packed textures, which basically takes a grayscale map like roughness or ambient occlusion or metallic and saves it into an individual color channel so that we have a texture that can represent both ambient occlusion, roughness, and metallic in one texture. We use this quite often in Unreal Engine because it's more efficient to have fewer texture samples. A lot of materials out of the box use this automatically. When you download a texture from Fab, it will be packed in this way. This is an example of one of the textures I've downloaded from Fab, and you can see we have the ambient occlusion is saved in the red channel, the roughness map is saved in the green channel, and the blue channel has metallic, and there's no metallic in this texture, and so it's black. But this is just a really efficient workflow to use. But sometimes we will download textures off the internet and they won't be packed in the appropriate format in order to use in this way. And if you're using either the Megascans preset material or using my Aziel Arts material, we both use the same sort of packing method. And so sometimes you'll have textures that you will need to prepare in order for them to plug in correctly into those materials. So I came across a really great free tool, Easy Channel Packer. It is free to download from Gumroad. If you want to tip the guy, I recommend it. He is done a great service by creating this easy tool. Of course, you can unpack textures in Photoshop and other paint software, but if you don't have a Photoshop or a Creative Cloud subscription or something like that, and you just want a quick and easy tool to just pack and unpack textures, this is a great option. So I'm going to go ahead and I've downloaded it already. And I'm also going to go to Ambient CG, which is a free texture resource that has Creative Commons free textures on there. So I've gone ahead and downloaded the textures for this material here, and you'll see when we download them, they come out great, but they are not packed in the appropriate format that we need to use in either my material or one of the other materials that you're using that uses packed textures. So we can open up the Easy Channel Packer here, and this is what it looks like when it's opened up. And we basically just need to drag the textures into the appropriate red, green, and blue channels that we'd like to pack into a single texture. And so I'm just going to come here and grab my ambient occlusion here and drag it into red, and my roughness, drag it into green, and my metallic is right here, so I'll drag that into blue. And you don't actually need, like some materials, will use a metallic map. If you don't have a metallic map or your texture doesn't have a metallic map, it's not the end of the world to just pack two channels in there and call it a day. But in this case, I do have a metallic, so we're going to use that one as well. So it's going to process here, and it's going to wait. It's going to try to combine these images into those channels. You can also, if you'd like, combine into an alpha channel. Okay, so it's processed here, and this is what it gives me, which is great. Now all I need to do here is just save it somewhere. So I'm going to go and save it back into my same folder here, and we'll call it the same name as my other textures, concrete. And I'll do an underscore, and I usually like to put ORM that stands for ambient occlusion, roughness, metallic, because that is what's packed into the red, green, and blue channels. So it reminds me later what actually did and what they represent. And I'll hit save. And there we go. Now we have a nicely packed texture, which we can import into Unreal Engine and use. This channel packer also unpacks textures. So if you have textures that are packed into the wrong channels, or you actually want to grab one of them out separately, you can also use the same tool to do that. So I'm going to open this up again. And this time we'll come up here and switch it at the top left corner to unpack. And now all we have to do is drag in our packed texture, and it will process and unpack the channels here. And we can see these are the channels that we went ahead and packed in, and I can go ahead and use this icon to save those textures individually. So super useful tool. I came across this the other day. I wanted to share it with all of you. Hopefully you find it useful. All right, I'll see you in the next one.